I promise I'm not gooning here, okay? This ain't a Raging stream. I just like Dragonmaids because of their playstyle. So yeah, this video is going to be mainly about two things. One is Dragonmaids in the Theme Chronicle event, and two is a tech that you might already see in here that's probably going to be more applicable to most people watching this video. But yeah, first, Dragonmaids. Okay, so this Dragonmaid list, mostly standard for what a pure Dragon list looks like, Dragonmaid list looks like, except for Nutbuster Dragon. This card is the best Dragonmaid card, okay? Just busting on your opponent's nuts the entire time. The reason this is great is because, one, Dragonmaid tends to not have too many interruptions turn 1. You're often sitting on Seal's Pass. Maybe you have a Titan if you're lucky. So, Grandtusk, aka Nutbuster Dragon, being able to turn your Seals into a from a bounce 1 to a bounce 1 pop 2 is, in this event, is extremely powerful, and you just need to survive until the next turn. If you resolve a Nutbuster, you're probably going to survive until the next turn, and when you survive to the next turn, Dragonmaid has all the follow-up in the world, because you have your effects from all your Dragonmaid monsters, you have their Tidying, which is going to summon back your Dragonmaid monsters, you have a changeover into Shell, when Shell is going to recycle your Dragonmaid monsters every turn, and then you're going to reproduce your board of Seals plus Shell every turn after turn 1 onwards, so the hardest part is just surviving until then, and this card is great for that. Not only that, this card has synergy with the deck. So this is a level 8 dragon monster, which means that if you open something like Seals plus Tidying, if you have access to Grandtusk, you have full combo on the next turn with the Nutbuster, right? Because you pop your opponent's cards, you bust on all of their cards, and then your follow-up turn you can Tidying summon back a chamber, and then add a fusion spell, add a changeover, or summon back the parlor, dump the changeover adds itself back, bouncing back the parlor, and then guess what? Dragonmaid monster plus level 5 or higher dragon monster, which we have the Nutbuster right here. Nutbuster makes Shell, and then boom, you have your boss monster of your deck using Nutbuster. So yeah, I definitely recommend playing this card. I think I was the only person in the entire event playing Dragonmaids that was playing this card, and it definitely made a difference in my games, in my opinion. So yeah, another card is Dark and Evaporation Dragon. Honestly, I kind of want to run the light one too, except just there's no space, and you kind of don't want to go over 40 cards because this deck doesn't have very many starters. That's the problem. But yeah, this card this card is low-key the best card in the deck next to Nutbuster Dragon, since it lets you. It's a fusion spell like Changeover, except it's also a body that's a level 5 or higher dragon. So opening this plus a Dragonmaid monster, you have 2.5 card combos where you can end on Shell plus Seals turn 1, which you literally could never do before. So this enables you to actually make real end boards, and obviously it has an effect where it pops a monster. That's why you run this one over the light one, and that can bait out stuff, and it gets Dragonmaid monsters. Also, cool synergies because you max out on Hospitality. This Dark and Evaporation Dragon gets Dragonmaid monsters into the grave to where you can provide them with Hospitality for free as well, turn 1, without wasting your normal summon, which is a very neat. You get nice plays going like that. Opening this plus even Black Metal Dragon and another Dragonmaid monster is always also insane, because then you can summon back. You can use Red Eyes to summon back the monster that you fused with the Dark and Evaporation. Oh yeah, and other than that, the other stuff is mainly standard. I'm running 3 Hospitality and 3 Hiding because this is a Dragonmaid deck. This isn't a Dragon Link deck, so your plays depend on you seeing Dragonmaid monsters. I see some people not maxing out on Kitchen, not maxing out on Parlor. You should definitely be maxing out on Parlor, and I max out on Kitchen because if I don't see a Dragonmaid monster, I can't play the game. If I don't see a Dragon monster, this card's useless. This card sucks because it doesn't have a reborn effect. It's just a bad compulse, and my turns. This deck is already kind of slow, especially if you go second. So if you don't, if you don't open a Dragonmaid monster, you're gonna have to make a Seals and then use Seals to summon out the Dragonmaid monster, and then the following turn after that, you can start playing the game. Which if you're going second, that's already turn 4. Your opponent has 2 turns to do stuff to you, while you could barely do anything. And most importantly, if you don't have a Dragonmaid monster and you have to use Seals to summon the Dragonmaid monster, you can't summon Nutbuster, because then you have no plays. So yeah, this is why I still recommend you max out on all of these normal, all of these three. Laundry's Dragonmaid sucks, unfortunately. Laundry Dragonmaid doesn't even guarantee you mill anything important, which is why we're not running that. And Kitchen Dragonmaid at least a 2-card combo with everything. Like Kitchen plus Hospitality is basically just it's the same as part of Hospitality essentially, and then it's for follow-up turns. It does when you actually have a bunch of Dragonmaid monsters in your hand, because all of them gets bounced back to your hand with your big Dragonmaid monsters. Then you can actually use Kitchen Dragonmaid to start searching for, just hard searching for your Dragonmaid monsters, such as Nurse. Nurse was usually what previously, Nurse would be what I summon off seals. Now I usually go for Nutbuster Dragon, so I don't summon Nurse out quite as often, but as I mentioned, because you run Kitchen can search Nurse on follow-up turns anyway, so it's fine. It's like mostly the same thing. And Black Battle Dragon for the Red Ice Dragon Metal, because this is the easiest 1-card seals. And yeah, I'm also running, as you can see, the Boot Sector launch. Why am I running this? Because people imperm your Striker Dragon like mad. This card, there's no rocks in here. This card literally doesn't do anything except place a face-up card on the field. But people will just, I make Striker Dragon, and people will just negate this for free. You know, just hand loop themselves for 1. This card does nothing for my deck, but you know, thank you for using your hand trap on that instead of like one of my real plays. But if they don't hand trap it, then this ensures you have something face up on the field to bounce. Because sometimes your opponent can force out seals by summoning a monster, and then like you don't want to bounce back their monster, like you would prefer it gets popped by Nutbuster instead. So having this on the field ensures that you don't have to bounce back any cards that you don't want to. Also, against the Eldritch matchup, when they set 5, and they normally, if you don't have this, you can't bounce any, you can't use Seal's effects, yet there's no face-up card on the field for you to bounce if they just set 5. But if you have the Boot Sector launch up, you automatically win, because then you can Seals bounce back the Boot Sector, summon Nutbuster in the end phase, pop 2 of their back row, and then hiding back another one in their back row. You just got rid of 3 of their back row in the end phase right there, and you're gonna win the game because you're gonna make a Shroud the next turn, which can contest another back row too. So like they literally lose all of their cards in 1 turn from Seals if you have Boot Sector launch against the back row deck. So yeah, that's why I run this. You don't have to. I drew this card like 5 times. This was awful, but you know, I didn't mind having it those times though, so it was still fine. And then I run the X draft because honestly none of these, only really like 4 cards in your extra deck matter. And for hand traps, Nibiru is broken, Valor or Ash plus Imperm is obvious, and this is the real card. This is the other important part of the video, Contact C. If you're tired of losing to the Lightsworn Loner, and you're tired of losing to plants, either the Loner or a real deck, play Contact C. Look at the extra deck. Plants, they have 1 out, which is Kanzashi the Rika Queen. I don't even know how they make this. They gotta hard summon the fucking Erica or Mudan, and then exceeds with the Contact C. You know, sure, go for it, bro. I don't even know how you can. Like, most of the time, they're not gonna be able to do that, and that's really their only way to get out this. If they're playing a real Rika deck, they might their out is to summon a Ragnarika monster. So there's like potentially just 1 out in any given plant deck to Contact C. If they don't have it, then they can't play the game. Lightsworn Loner deck, people have been getting destroyed by this because this card's pretty good. However, they can't. If you just give them a Contact C, they can't do anything. They can't summon this, they can't summon this, they can't summon this, they can't summon this. They have no generic link monsters. You can have a field full of 4 Lightsworn monsters and end up not doing anything with any of them. And then they can honestly, they can deck out from that because they can't get rid of the monsters on their field. And can this even pop the monster? Yeah, this can't even pop Contact C because this pops monsters your opponent controls. So Contact C, literally an FTK versus the Lightsworn Loner. So never lose against the Lightsworn Loner again by playing this card. This card is the amount of decks in this format that just completely lose to this card on the spot. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not just those 2 either. You play against a Dragonmaid mirror match and they're playing a deck like this and they're not playing generic Link 2s. Well, you give them this, and then it's like, well, I can't link this off for Striker's Dragon, I can't make seals, and I can't make a fusion. So that you end up not being able to do anything. And they can't even bounce this back because it's on your side of the field and it's not a dragon monster. I played against Sidra, okay? Sidra cannot fuse, Cyber Dragon cannot fuse anything. They cannot make Seeger. They also cannot summon any additional Cyber Dragons because this stays on their field. By the way, it's really hard for your opponent to get rid of this. Because your monsters are either going to be Seals, which has 0 attack, or they're going to be in defense position. And you have a Parter, you have your small Dragonmaid monsters in defense position, and then you have your big Dragonmaid monsters in defense position, and then, you know, your Shell and your House Dragonmaids, they never have to be in attack. So your opponent can never crash this Contact Sea into your monsters. And this Contact Sea can also not run over any of your monsters. So then, they get turn skip, they can't do anything. Even, if this stays on their field for multiple turns, which this definitely has, and they still could not get rid of it just because I gave them no monster to crash into, you can just, after a turn or two, you have enough resources to just OTK them on the next turn. And then it doesn't matter that this dies. Also, you with Tidying plus Seals, you can bounce this card back to your hand at will. So if they seem like they have a way to get rid of it, or if you don't have, or if you just have a Seals and they tried to run over your go to battle phase with just a Contact Sea and nothing else, somehow I don't know how they would get into that position because they need a monster for me to Contact Sea in the first place. But you can just bounce the Contact Sea to your hand, and then when they summon another monster, you get this right back to them, and then they still can't get rid of it. So this is honestly really degenerate, and this kind of breaks the format a little bit in my opinion. So yeah, do with this information with what you will. The extra deck, again, because I'm running extra, you don't really need anything besides just House, Shell, Striker Dragon, and Seals. The 3 fusion targets are 1 Chaos Star Source, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dragon Necro. When I believe when there's Zombie World up on the field, you can still make this under Zombie World, but I never really made any of these. I only ever used Dark and Evaporation to make Shell. I mean, maybe there's a couple. Oh no, sorry, my bad. I made Chaos Star Source once in a replay. You'll see this. I made this card once. I made these cards 0 times, and I only managed to use them as fodder for Dark and Evaporation Dragon. I banished this for Dark End more than I summoned it. So yeah, Dragonmaid. Let me show you the degeneracy that this deck that I've got involved with with this deck list. All right, so. First, this hand, very good because we open Contact Sea plus X-Draft. Plus Boot Sector, you know, that's fine though, we will live. The X-Draft makes up for the fact that we hard do the Boot Sector, kind of. If a North Summon Parlor dump Tidying, bait for any hand traps, didn't have response, nobody's hard toggling this event, so we're not playing around the toggle or anything. I'm just gonna special Dark Hand Evaporation. Make a Shell with the Lord Part in hand and the Parlor on the field, then use Tidying to revive the Parlor, and then we're gonna make Seals. And then activate Boot and set Imperm. So yeah, this is what Dark End Evaporation Dragon enables. Anytime you draw this card, you have a chance to make Shell plus Seals turn 1. And this is infinitely better than just Seals, obviously, because now you have to Omnigate and you have to follow up for something back the Parlor. So Parlor will dump a Chamber, and then they're going to summon. They're going to use Weiss, put back Minerva, and then mill 2 Minerva. Send hit a wolf. By the way, hit the wolf off the 1 mil of Minerva. Anyway, if I was not playing this card, I'd be a little tight. But because I'm playing Contact Sea now, they cannot play the game anymore. No Minerva for you. No Minerva of any kind for you from the extra deck. They're going to summon Dragonling, which is fine, and then Dragonling's going to send Aegis, and Aegis is going to set us up, which is also fine. Then normal summon Lumina. They can't do anything, so I'm just going to bounce the Dragonling to their hand. Their only out of this is to summon Judgment Dragon somehow and blow up their own field, which they can't even summon Judgment Dragon because none of these cards are in the graveyard yet. Then they're never going to hit the grave unless they just crash into my Shell repeatedly. So I'm just going to Seals, summon back Nurse, summon back Chamber. Have Chamber get a Surge, Hospitality. I'm going to OTK them next turn, and they just Yeah, but it's it's just that easy. You know, I don't know what people are mean when they say they're struggling with the Lightsworn loner. Right, and this is a little less fair, even less fair than last game. So my opponent is playing a blind second deck, and this hand kind of blows. Honestly, I normal summon Kitchen Dragonmaid, and it gets Ash. So normally you're not supposed to Ash Kitchen because this one sucks. But you know they're not punished for this because my hand doesn't really do anything. It has Tidying plus Ash plus double Contact Seed. Thankfully, my opponent is playing Cyber Dragon, so I'm like, alright, cool, take this Contact Seed. And now I presume that they don't, if they have no generic Link Monster, which we can check their deck later, but I didn't think they have an out to the Contact Seed. So they're gonna enter battle phase. I'm just gonna bounce the Cyber Dragon to their hand, and now they can't even summon the Cyber Dragon anymore for the rest of the game because the Contact Seed is on the field. Well, there's one way. So main phase 2, they're gonna normal summon the Cyber Dragon on tribute to Contact Seed, and here, take another one. Yeah, but boy, my I bet the amount of drywall that I caused to be damaged directly due to games playing against me. So yeah, this hand, unfortunately, I only have one engine piece, Kitchen still, with a Tidy Engrave, so I'm gonna have to normal summon Drag Kitchen, and then at least I put the Tidy Engrave so I can dump the Parbor, and then special back the Parbor with Tidy, and then Parbor is gonna dump the Lord Par, enter battle phase, bounce back to Kitchen, summon back the Lord Par, and then Lord Par attack over the Cyber Dragon, and main phase 2. I don't even know if I should have attacked over the Cyber Dragon, to be honest, but maybe attack over the what's this one? The Veer. I forgot what this one was called because I just treat all of these as Cyber Dragon. But yeah, maybe running over this was better because this gives an attack boost. So if they have another tribute, they could run over the. Well, then actually no, it probably didn't matter. I'm just gonna go into Striker Dragon now to add the Boot Sector launch to my hand, and then we're gonna make seals, and then this is an FTK with a Contact Seed on the field, and yeah, their turn. They're going to shift to attack, enter battle phase, so I'm just going to bounce the Veer back to their hand. And then I'm going to seal, summon back. But summon Nurse, summon back Parlor, send Ernest, and then bounce these two back. And this is why this deck is, this is why Contact Seed is so degenerate, because I can summon these in defense. They still can't get rid of the Contact Seed under any circumstance. So now I'm going to summon back Nurse, and then summon back Kitchen, trigger Kitchen, add Chamber, and dump Lord Par. And here is the advantage engine. So yeah, this is where, if you don't have a plan against Dragonmaid, just don't enter battle phase. I got literally a +3 off of you entering battle phase, and you gained you lost tempo because you lost a monster from seals. So yeah, this because of this battle phase, we have the resources to kill our opponent next turn. And they're going to use Cyber Repair Plan. I'm just going to ash it because the only thing I'm really scared about is Core. I don't even really care about Core because I have to Infirm anyway, so maybe I shouldn't even have Ashed that and just played it off the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna summon Cyber Dark Edge, still can't do anything because the Contact Seed on the field. End phase, Earnest, since I add it back to my hand, I can summon Chamber to add Changeover. And then my turn, we're gonna Storm summon Parlor, send Tidy, and I'm gonna make House Dragonmaid, and I'm not even going to do anything more. I'm just going to enter battle phase, because this is already a game. No need to play into Nibiru or anything else. Tidying, and the beginning of battle phase, Tidying, summon back. Nurse, summon back. Chamber, this is all in the battle phase, so no Nibiru. Add Tidying in case something goes wrong that I don't know a Battle Fader. Bounce the Nurse back. House will pop a card, and then Kitchen bounces back, summon Lord Par. House bounces another card. House is not a once per turn, by the way, so everything gets popped. Thank you for the Contact Seed. Thank you for your service, and now we all to attack the game. So yeah, that was not really fair, honestly. Maybe we gotta look to banning Contact Seed in future Theme Chronicle events, because the majority of games where I drew it was where it was effective in the matchups where Contact Seed was effective against. It's literally just an FTK, so it's a blowout. Yeah, let's check if my opponent was even playing anything else to it. So, details, view opponent's deck, and yep, nope, Nope. No outs to Contact C. So yeah, they got FTK'd by Contact C. Nice. Alright, so now we're gonna watch some games where I didn't draw Contact C, so we're gonna have some back and forth. And my opponent's on a 60 card deck, and I'm like, what deck in Theme Chronicle wants to run 60 cards? And they're gonna open X-Draft. And draw 2, and they're gonna activate Sweet Dreams Nemleria. Okay, so that doesn't answer my question. Why does Nemleria want to be 60 cards? I don't I don't understand the synergy here. And they're gonna add a Dream Defender, or I don't know how to pronounce that. And they're gonna add the bird, or the beast, the reveal, send a card, set the Louvre, and then pass. So I'm like, I don't know, that was in bad shape because I opened 0 hand traps for 1 second. And yes, right on time. The Ash Blossom is right on time. But actually, honestly, this isn't bad at all. So a normal summon, Black Metal. Unfortunately, I opened no Dragonmaid cards, so this is a bit awkward. And I'm going to chain block the Black Metal to add Boot Sector, and then add Red Eyes, special Red Eyes effect, summon back Black Metal, special Dark End, banish Necros, Dragon Necro. You're going to use Louvre, and I'm going to Ash that, so that was a good draw. The Ash Blossom came up, going as the 6th card. And here, this is the only time I ever made anything that wasn't a Shao with Dark End Evaporation Dragon. We make Chaos Star Source, because I literally opened no Dragonmaid monsters. That was the reason why. So we're going to pop the tower, they're going to protect their monster. I'm going to enter battle phase, they're going to use Louvre, and they're going to drop the attack of my Darkness Belt, and I'm going to main phase 2, I'm going to make Seal. So this is why I max out on the Dragonmaid monsters. Because you see these cards in hand. These cards suck right now because I have no Dragonmaid monsters. So I'm going to have to use Seal. And I can't summon Nutbuster. I have to summon a Dragonmaid monster. So I don't have to pop 2. So this is incredibly slow right now. I'm going 2nd, and I can't really play the game until turn 4. And now my opponent activates Pantheism, and I'm like, what in the fuck is... what kind of deck... What kind of deck is Nemleria Monarch with 15 cards in the extra... Like, you need the 15 cards in the extra deck for the Nemleria cards, but this guy's running Domain. I got so lost by this. So they're gonna use another Dream Tower, banish another 2 cards, and I'm gonna bounce back the Dream Tower, and now they literally have only one. And they can't even really use any of their Nemleria effects anymore, because they only have one more banished card, face down banished card, and they don't get a Surge. And here I summon Parlor. Parlor's gonna dump Lord Parlor because I need Engine. They're gonna activate this, enter battle phase, and then here we're gonna bounce the Parlor. And funny enough, their attacks are too low, so they can't even attack over the Lord Parlor. End phase, I'm gonna use Tidying, bounce the Beast. That's gonna they're gonna bait out. That's gonna bait out the last effects. Now they have no more banished cards. Now they can't use anything, including the Dream Defender as a targeting protection. And now we get to play the game. Except I drew in another fucking. I just hard drew 3 Tidying. You know, normally I search this card, dump this card. No, we don't need it. We just hard draw all 3 copies of it. So dump Chamber. I'm gonna revive Chamber. Chamber is gonna add changeover, dump Lorpar. You use Lorpar and Chamber going to Shell. Enter battle phase, Lorpar, bounce back to hand, summon back. Or part summon back to hand, summon Lorpar, attack, and then Lorpar, summon back Shell, Chamber, add back the Parlor, and here I'm going to use Changeover again to make House, since House plus Shell is a good setup. If I can't get the seals, I can at least get the House plus Shell for infinite follow-up, and here the game's turning in our favor a little bit, and Sand My Face, you're going to use Prime Monarch for some reason right now, but yeah, Shell comes out, summon the Parlor, dump Earnest, and then because I control a Dragon Monster, I can use House, summon a Dragon Monster as 1 level higher or lower, summon back Chamber, get a Search, and I'm feeling pretty good. They're going to use Pantheism, reveal Stormforce, and Pantheism, and I'm just gonna give them another Pantheism. You know, hard draw the Stormforce, okay? Just hard draw the Stormforce, and they didn't. So now they're gonna summon like Dreaming Mirror, and I never read this card. I didn't know this card had a monster effect. So did you know this card can be special summoned from the Pendulum Zone? But yeah, if this card is special, must be special summoned by having no cards in your extra deck except Dream Nemleria. I've never gotten to a point where Nemleria has used all 15 cards in their extra deck before. So I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently you can special summon this, and then for every 3 banished face down card, you banish up to 1 card from your opponent's field and graveyard face down, then shovel 1 of your face down cards back to your deck. So this is a Trishula with 15 banished cards, which just means that this would have banished 5 cards from my field and graveyard. What in the fuck? So yeah, thankfully I didn't use my Shao early, so thankfully I do have an out of that. Like thank fucking god. Like holy shit, we would have lost the game off of that. Yeah, they're gonna summon Edea. Edea summons Eidos gets effect, and here this is really broken double house plus tidying setup. You're gonna bounce Harvard, give him back the Prime Monarch, and now we're gonna trigger both houses, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, not once per turn in any way whatsoever. Just as long as the bounces, make sure with house you bounce on Chainlink 1, because house is a when you can effect, so business timing. But so make sure your tidying is always on like a new chain when you try to use it. When you try to trigger house effect. So we pop both of those. Edea gets the effect, adds the Pantheon effect. Jesus Christ. This is like the 5th time they use Pantheon this turn. Dump the Prime Monarch, then Eidos effect, summon back the Edea, and then they're going to use Domain to reduce the cost of Ether, and then special summon Ether. Thank god they didn't have the Erebus, Margaret. So Ether is gonna send 2 and then special Ether, and then they made everyone makes this mistake, they enter battle phase. Okay, what happens when you enter battle phase against this setup? Okay, so the chamber gets bounced for Earnest and then pop and then pop. Yeah. Just stop entering battle phase versus Dragonmaid. It's not worth it. I promise you it's not worth it. And yeah, obviously now they're completely out of gas for this turn, so they use their normal summon, they use their Dreaming Nemleria, and then they're gonna die next turn. So yeah, interesting deck. I think that's the first time I've ever specifically played against Nemleria Monarch 60 cards. So this was maybe the best game I played. So this hand's very nice, 2 hand traps plus 3 Dragonmaid cards. I'm gonna use Kitchen. I'm gonna add Lore Power and then dump Chamber and then link into Striker Dragon to add the Boot Sector. I'm gonna use Chamber or Hospitality to summon back the Chamber, and Chamber. This was probably a misplay, so I added Changeover. I should have made Seals. Okay, I made the grave mistake. I wanted to, for some reason, play around Call by the Grave, and then make a Shell. Because if you have a choice between Shell or Seals, Seals is more interruption, but Shell is safer. I should have made Nut. I should have made Seals. Seals is so much more interruption than this. Shell is 1 interruption. If I committed to Seals, I would have a Seals, I would have a Tidying, and I would have a Nutbuster mouse. That's like 3 interruptions versus the 1 off Shell, and it's better follow-up. So yeah, definitely always pick Seals over Shell turn 1. It's like not even a question. And this comes to bite me in the ass. So Shell is going to summon back Chamber, and then Chamber is going to add Hospitality. My opponent activates Foolish Burial. I honestly should have asked this, because I know they're probably playing Vandread. Just look at their sleeves, and they just dump Necro Banshee, and I kind of have to negate this, because my monsters kind of have to be dragon monsters in order to function. If my monsters are not dragons, none of my cards work, so I have to negate the zombie world, the manage for zombie world, and I ash the pre-prep, and I'm like, cool, okay. You got 4 cards in hand, and then they normal summon Shiranui Samurai, or Solitaire, summon Unozabi and then Valor, and I'm like, please, you already used your normal summon, I already asked your pre-prep, what else do you have, right? Well, look, so they're gonna add prep rights, and then they're gonna add Vandread Slayer, and I have no idea how Vandread works, so I'm just getting destroyed. They're gonna summon Scar from their deck with this card, Ritual Summon Slayer, Scar summon adds a card, going to Vampire Sucker, summon their Slayer adds Origin, the Ritual spell, and then they're gonna reveal Origin to summon back Streets, draw another card, activate Charge, send second Solitaire to summon Revenant, then Origins, Ritual summon the Revendread Slayer from Grave, which now has the effect of Revenants to banish a special summon monster, and then this summons itself back too, and then they're gonna banish my house Dragonmaid, and then they're going to go into Vandread Slayer, and I'm like, I got fucking destroyed. Okay, I got fucking destroyed by that. I'm just saying, if I had a Nutbuster Dragon to pop their Zombie World plus their other card, we would have been Gucci. I would have had a Tidying still. I would have still had Ash. I would have had everything set up, but no. Instead, I almost lost the game on the spot there. I summoned Lord Partner, gonna send Agua Mazura, and then draw another card, draw into Mizuki, pitch to Mizuki, and must be nice. So now it's my turn, and because I didn't search Tidying, I also don't have the follow up from Tidying. So that's another reason. I have less follow up too. Always, Seals is so much better than Shao. Don't let anyone tell you that this is a fusion deck. This is a link-based deck first, okay? This is the most important card in the deck. And I forgot that. Thankfully, I hard drew Nurse. You know, that was a good draw. Nurse, summon back Kitchen, add Ernest, and I'm going to dump Chamber. And here I'm going to change over and bring back the Kitchen Dragonmaid. And here you're going to sack the Kitchen, which is fine. Because nobody knows this, but changeovers affect... It's not a cost. Like, you don't have to return back the Dragonmaid monster that you target. In fact, it adds itself back from the graveyard first, and then returns it afterwards on resolution. Well, they're both on resolution. But if the monster is no longer on the field for whatever reason, the changeover still gets added to your hand. So you gotta do your stuff preemptively before I activate changeover. Otherwise, nothing happens. So they're gonna sack my Kitchen, and it's fine because I get to add this back to my hand anyways. And now they're going to summon back Scar, and I'm going to change over, make a Shao now, because I need attack points. And then I'm going to use Hospitality, summon back Chamber, and then Chamber add Tidying, so at least have like a couple interruptions, enter battle phase. Chamber, they're going to use the Revendread Slayer in the battle phase, so that was this was also a misplay by them, because this is how the chain resolves is I'm going to use Shao to negate the Slayer, so when Shao negates, it returns to the extra deck, summons back House, and then because we enter battle phase, now I'm going to... Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I guess I was going to get the pop off the House anyways, but yeah, the Ernest summons back, then I get the pop, and then the Vandread Slayer gets a Search, and they add another Spell Trap. I'm going to pop that, enter battle phase, and unfortunately, I think it's my best interest to attack over the Scar, so they get another Search, so now they... main phase 2, we go into Seals, so I can't add the Hospitality back, so I can't make another Shao, so I just have to end on Seals, pass with Tidying, and set for follow-up next turn. This is good Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we're not making unbreakable boards or anything. In fact, we're making boards that don't really have much interruption or negates at all, but we're setting up for next turn with follow-up. Okay, I had follow-up on my turn, that's why I was able to crack back their board that they made on me when they broke my board, but now they have all of the follow-up in their grave with Mizuki and then all their Revendread monsters. So now my limited 2 interruptions versus all of their follow-up. So this is like a resource battle. This is nice Yu-Gi-Oh! I have not really been able to play this type of Yu-Gi-Oh! In like constructed in a long time. So these events are like one of the few places where this matchups like this can happen. So they're gonna evolution, send Executor, summon back the Scavenger, which apparently does nothing, so I was fine with that. They're going to use Origin, banish Agua Mazura, summon back Revendread Slayer, and then that's going to summon itself back, and then Mizuki's going to summon back the Solitaire, and then Solitaire is going to sack itself to summon the Unizombie, and then because of Monster is Tribute, they get to summon back the Scar Avenger. Like, this is insane, okay? They summoned back 5 monsters to their field without using their normal summon. Yeah, that's crazy. That's all of the follow-up they had. I thought Dragonmaid had good follow-up. No, Vandread also has this follow-up. Anyways, activate Seals, bounce back Slayer, summon Nutbuster, pop Unizombie, pop Scavenger. So yeah, that was pretty good. I got rid of 3 of their monsters. They go into the Vandread Savior. Honestly, the Nutbuster saved my nuts right there, like completely. And Scars is gonna search Vandread Evolution. You're gonna activate the field spell, then dump the evolution to add what's the Scarab? So Hound Horde, and then you're gonna activate Revendread Jordan. So I had no idea how to interact with Vandread. Apparently, I think it's a good idea to bounce back the Vandread monsters on activation of the Vandread on activation of the ritual spell. Because apparently these cards, the Vandread's ritual monsters only gain effects if the if the monster used for ritual summon was on field. So if I bounce this back, they wouldn't get the bonus effect of the Vandread Hound Horde. Which I didn't know that because like I've never played against Vandread before, but yeah, we're learning on the go. And here's another misplay. So they're gonna summon Vandread Executor. So I didn't finish reading this, okay? I was reading this card, see if this card did anything, then I was reading the Vandread Hound Horde to see what the effect it gave, and I'm like, okay, so I can't target anything but this. Okay, so that's fine. They're going to I can just wait and then activate Tidying, and then I see the Hound Horde effect. It's like once per turn you can target one spell trap your opponent controls and manage it. So I should have on summon Tidy and bounce this back to their hand. That way the Tidy would be in grave. Instead, I wait and I let them target the Tidying, which is a big mistake because now the Tidying does not go to grave. The Tidying gets banished, so I lose a form of follow-up for no reason at all. That's pretty dumb on my part. I'm like flubbing left and right, but I think I live because I live. I don't know why my opponent scooped because I definitely did not have game on the next turn, and we were just gonna play again a resource game on and on. But apparently they wanted to cut it off early, so I suppose. I played really badly that game, so and I got punished for it, which should happen, which is like over. Games with like decks that have low ceilings like Dragonmaid, every interaction matters, and if you mess it up, it's a big deal. It's not like Modern where sometimes I flub a combo line, but it doesn't matter because I just lost 2 interruptions out of my 7 interruption board. Like I was still gonna win anyways. It didn't matter, but that definitely did. I should have paid for it, honestly. So here we have a game going second. We open Lore Power plus Infirm, which is honestly, this is pretty good going second. In a low-powered format, Lore Power is like a second Infirm, sort of. So it's pretty decent. And our opponent's playing Salad. So they're going to draw a phase, play around Droll, add Gazelle, which, I'm going to be honest, probably does not matter, because if they have Droll, they could just chain, I could just chain Circle to Droll anyways. So it honestly, pre-support Salad does not care about Droll at all. I'm going to say that. And now they're going to Sign Up Mining, add Lady Debug, and here's why I don't like Lady Debug in Old Salad. So here, they're going to summon Lady Debug, and I'm going to Infirm it, so they can't add the Spinny. By the way, main deck Fugal loss. A shame you went first and had a dead card in hand, that at least you could pitch with Mining, right? So now, because they didn't have to add the Spinny, Lady Debug got negated, they're going to have to add Sanctuary, and then they're going to have to use the Sanctuary, and then Sanctuary, they're going to have to relink the Baelinks to summon the Gazelle. What's the issue with this? Because they relink their Baelinks, they cannot relink their Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. So they can't very easily add back a trap card if they decide to dump a trap card with Gazelle. So they lost kind of a half an interruption there, but it's fine. Maybe I should have held the Infirm, but honestly, the only thing, if Bagusa exists in this format, sure, but the only rank 4 they generally make is Dweller, and honestly, Dweller is not the biggest deal against me. That's fine if they decide to make Dweller. And they're gonna, summon Spinny, go to Mirage Stalio. It's fine. Mirage Stalio, summon Jack Jaguar, go into Sunlight Wolf, 1, and then link off into Baelings, and then add the Gazelle back to hand for follow-up. And that's it. If I was them, I would have relink the Baelix and the Sunlight Wolf and the second Sunlight Wolf, and then add back the Circle for extra follow-up, because you're gonna see they definitely needed all the follow-up they could get. So it's my turn now, and I normal summon and Black Minnow, go into Striker Dragon, Chain Link 1, always chain block, and they're gonna Veiler the Striker Dragon, which is fine. Like I said, people love Veiling this card when Boot Sector does nothing for my deck. It's just free hand trap bait. Thank you very much. Imagine if they used this on a more important card. So I'm going to special summon Red Eyes, and then Red Eyes, summon Kitchen Dragonmaid. Man, imagine if you could Veiler my Red Eyes. They're going to Ash my Kitchen Dragonmaid, which also, it's fine. They had double hand trap, but because Striker Dragon 8-1 the hand traps, they really only had 1 hand trap. Enter battle phase, summon Lore Power, and then I'm going to attack over Sunlight Wolf twice. And yeah, main phase 2, we're gonna link into Seal, and then set Tidying, and yeah. So here, I could have also like honestly Hospitality summoned back Lore Power, but and then linked off the Lore. No, that didn't work. Cause I couldn't get the Lore Power to wait for a mate Seals. But yeah, I just had to kind of hold this Hospitality in hand. So because I don't run Tinkek in this deck. If I ran Tinkek, I could have used Hospitality to summon the Tinkek, but yeah, Tinkek is like the worst of the big dragons, and you don't need more than 2 big dragons for your deck to function, so it's fine. And my opponent, and in draw phase, we're gonna Seals, bounce back the Balings. That way they don't control a Salad Monster. And I know they have their hand is Gazelle plus an Unknown. So if it's just Gazelle, my idea was I'm gonna bounce back the Gazelle. There's one way, that way their Spinny and their Jaguar are offline still. So they're going to normal summon Gazelle, and there's one play that beats this, okay? My opponent has to dump Foxy. Okay? Because if they dump Foxy, if I bounce back the Gazelle, they can simply summon back the Foxy by pitching the Gazelle I gave back to them, and then they can summon back the Spinny, and then they can summon back the Jaguar and get all their resources back. But my opponent dumps Roar, so this is an easy bounce. And now they can't play the game. And we had OTK next turn. But also, if they just made the second Silent Wolf, added what's it called, Circle, they also would have been in a better spot. Circle could have added them another monster for follow up, so then I wouldn't be able to just stop the turn with 2 bounces. But yeah, that's another example of micro decisions and like interactions actually mattering in a lower power format. So yeah, the takeaway is that Dragonmaid is a fun control deck for this event. Nutbuster is cracked, and if you're struggling with this event still, no matter what deck you're playing, just slot in 3 Contact Seeds. I promise you'll probably have a better time against most of your matchups if you play Contact Seed. And yeah, let me know what you guys have been playing for this event. And if for some reason this far into the event you still haven't decided what you're playing, or you don't know what to play, go check out the videos I made on all of the best decks and all the good budget decks. Just in case. That way, just to make sure everyone has something that they can play to get all the gems from this event, because there's a lot of gems here, and I'm still working on it myself, but we're almost there. So yeah, thanks for watching.